Today I want to talk about mood swings and PMS, emotions, and all of those kind of things. So let's get started right away. Hey you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. How are you guys doing? It's been a while since I've recorded a video, but I thought it was time for me to make another one. Well, this whole YouTube channel that I've started has all began because I wanted to share my journey with y'all. Becoming the better me, whether it's, facing certain fears, going through certain circumstances, and just sharing my life, what's going on, and maybe, like I always say, it can help somebody else. So on my healing journey, I just notice with myself that when I don't feel that good often, I just want to hide away, and I don't talk too much with people as much. I just feel like hiding in a dark room under the blankets, and it sounds indeed depressing, but that's how I feel at moments. Like I will go through this ups and downs, and it just feel like an emotionally roller coaster. I've learned, at least in my life, that one day you can be like moving forwards and achieving more, and then you will have those days that you make like 2 steps backwards again. And I have learned that even though I do take those steps backwards again, I will not give up. I will not give up to get back where I want to. It's not going to change my mindset of that, I'm not going to give up because I want to get better. I'm going to have those difficult conversations. I'm going to go through things in the past that's maybe hard for me to talk about, or memories I don't even want to think about. It's about having that courage to step in through that dark place and then confronting your fears. And I had to learn with myself, yes, one day is going better than the other day, but it's not going to stop me from wanting to grow and getting better. So I want to encourage you as well. Take it step by step. And if you're having those hard days, give yourself that time to, even if you want to cry. If you want to just rest, take some time for yourself to rest. I deal with my emotions not all the time good. I will smoke more cigarettes, or I will overeat. I notice when I'm happy, I'm eating. When I'm sad, I'm eating. When I'm stressed out, I'm eating. And then you have the smoking on top of it. I'm not gonna say that is something I would want you to do, no, because I want to try to stop that. And all I'm saying, we're all coping with our stress in other ways. And yes, meditation, praying, that's something that I also do, and it helps me as well to to have the faith and hope that things will turn out good in the end. And it does. That's why I do believe that one day I will stop smoking, and I'm still trying to manage that overeating, but it's having that faith and belief. And like I say, my life is not perfect, but this is what I wanted to talk about as well today. So I went to the doctors and asked them, many times that, I think I have PMS. PMS, like the symptoms is you have lots of mood swings. You are feeling upset or irritable, anxious, tiredness, trouble of sleeping, bloated in your belly, breast tenderness, headaches, and greasy hair, spotty skin. And I will have all these symptoms most of the time 1 week before I am on my periods, sometimes 2 weeks, and then after my period. So it is kind of like a roller coaster of emotions. It can drive me crazy, it can drive people around me crazy. Because another example, like when I have those mood swings, I will have thoughts and actually believing those thoughts. It can be a very negative thoughts about myself maybe, or I might think negative thoughts about others. Example, I will think maybe somebody is wants to hurt me, or I think maybe this person doesn't like me, and I will get like all emotional. So it's a real thing because it can make you feel depressed. It can, because you don't want to feel this way, of course, and you're trying to get out of that negativity, but at that moment it is so hard. And I feel like people don't talk about this often, about PMS. So I thought I want to share my story about it. So how I feel around this time, before my periods, on my periods, and after my periods, I will feel like I said, very tired, very negative, very emotional. I will not think good things about myself in an extreme way. I'm very sensitive and I can get very easily irritated. I feel like sounds, I feel loudly in my ear, and noises, I cannot handle that good at that moment. And sometimes I would just cry for nothing. Nothing has happened and I'm just feel like crying, and it just gets very extreme, and then the bloated belly is like double. So it's kind of like the circle keeps repeating, and I will only have in a month 1 week that I feel good, that I feel like I can function better. And so I did went to the doctor for this several times. They did say that, using the pill can help with that, but I've already did that, and it's just too much of hormone in the pill as well. And I like to do things most of the time naturally as possible. So they still don't offer like lots of help or anything when you have PMS. So maybe therapists will help, a therapist that you could talk about your emotions, because it's all about dealing with emotions in those times. Learning some techniques, what can help for you. But what I personally do now is I'm trying not to make decisions when I know I'm going through those moments. Because in the past, I used to make decisions out of my emotions. Whether it was good, how you say that, happy emotions or sad emotions, I would take decisions. I will make decisions on those emotions. And then I end up later regretting those decisions when I could think better. So my advice is don't make decisions when you're at a low, a time when you're feeling low, and don't make decisions when you're feeling like very high. Think about it, take your time out to think about it, calm yourself down. And I know it's easy said and done, because this is the part that I know that people who's going through this as well, it's not easy to calm ourselves down when we having those symptoms, and it's just feeling like you can never get out of the dark hole at that moment, and it feels like nothing that anybody tells you at that moment. It's like you cannot. It feels, well, for me, I feel like I want to get out of that. I want to get out of that negativity, and I just feel like I can't. And all these people that's trying to help me, it's not working, and it's not their job. And I feel like very this burst out one, like all these, what is sadness want to come out, anger, and you just want to. So yeah. So what I do in those moments, I notice I pray. I will pray and I will cry out to God. And to be honest, that has been helping me much more lately. So I was saying, that I try that. There's nothing that God cannot do for us. And what I have been doing as well is just not to react. So stop for a bit and think about what you want to say, what you want, because thoughts are just thoughts. And during those time when you have the PMS, during those time you can actually believe the thought is true. You might even think your partner's cheating on you. You might think maybe that you're ugly when you're not. You're not ugly, I will tell you right now. And we can actually believe that. And so what I'm doing now more is that I'm trying to have more awareness and just letting thoughts just be there, come and goes, and not to react on those thoughts, and giving myself that space to just to be, and not to reacting on my thoughts. Just sit with those thoughts. I noticed that helped me a lot to not make decisions that I'm gonna regret. Lots of praying, like I said, that helped me a lot as well. Asking, God to let me speak when I need to speak. Asking God to not let me speak when I don't need to speak. Help me to just be more kind of things I'm saying as well. More like, cursing, talking negative is not gonna work in the end, Just, I will say, try that. Because I know, I am not, my life is not perfect. Like I always keep saying, I don't have all the answers, but God, He does. And I will always say, continue praying, don't give up, and just believing, even when you don't see, that things gonna get better, even when you think, my life is never gonna be better. You don't know that, but at that moment you can feel that way. I had that. I have that many times. It's about still having the faith and the hope. Even through that difficulty, there will be good times as well. And when you truly believe that, that's what brings peace in your mind and in your heart to get through it. And enjoying and being grateful for the good days and even for the bad days, because we get to learn something more about ourselves when we can teach that to others as well, because there's people out there out there that's can, maybe you got some advice for things you went through that you can help others with. So I wanted to read more about the PMS symptoms. Emotional and behavioral signs and symptoms is tension or anxiety, depressed mood, crying spells, mood swings, and irritable or anger, appetite changes and food cravings, trouble falling asleep, social withdrawal, poor concentration, and change in the libido. So I can definitely talk about the mood swings, like I said, and irritable or anger, because this is when you have this, you feel like you have no control over your emotions. And when you talk about this with people, sometimes it's hard for them to understand that. But then I speak for me that when I get through this, it is hard for me to just sometimes shut up my mouth at that moment. I will say things that I don't mean, or I will say things out of anger and frustration. And it's not because I am upset with others, it's more because I'm upset with myself, how I feel. Because I feel like I cannot focus, because it did say poor concentration. It's about me feeling upset and irritable because I feel like I cannot focus. It literally feels like somebody's like doing this, like squeezing me, and I'm trying to focus what others are saying and trying to focus on what I need to do, and then it's like and then I feel like I'm exploding. And like I mentioned earlier, I will cry sometimes for nothing. That's the crying spells. And appetite changing and food cravings. That's exactly what I go through as well. Like I have these food cravings. So it's like a never-ending cycle I'm going through. I will eat a lot and I feel like I don't have any control over it. I will overeat. But then it goes back to, again, what I've mentioned, and it's eating from an emotional place. So, yeah, depressed mood. Physical sign and symptoms. You will have muscle pain, headaches, weight gain related to fluid retention. You will feel bloated, like I said before, breast tenderness, ache, flare-ups, constipation or diarrhea. So there's a lots of things. But like I said before as well, I don't believe that lots of people are talking about this. So I thought I want to just make a video about it. And if there's you know, I just wanted to bring this video out that if you're going through this, that you're not the only one. And then, you know, maybe on the comments below we can share our stories, and maybe you have some ideas or tips you can give to others and what helps for you. Because it would be nice, you know, if we as women, we can share this together to each other and help each other out. And I will always advise, you know, just pray and give your worries onto God, because there's nothing that He cannot do for you. Anything is possible through God. And I'm gonna end this video here. I felt like I chit-chat long enough, and I want to say thank you guys for watching, and see you all the next time.